G'day Big Lap Bible, I'm Peter, this is Chief.
And I'm Tiarna and we're from Patrolling Oz. We are part-time travellers. We have been travelling for about 2 months. We haven't been working on the road as of yet, so we do plan to though. So at the moment we're kind of just winging it. So we decided to do the big lap because I have a massive travel bug. I wanted to travel overseas for a few months, but Peter wanted to travel his own country first. So we started planning this trip about 2 years ago, and thankfully we are still able to do it in light of the current situations with COVID.
So we're currently in Northern Territory, Kings Canyon. Kings Canyon is our backdrop at the moment, so that's where we are. Our route, so we've done the South Australian coast up until Venus Bay, and then we decide to shoot up through the middle, so up to Alice Springs is our next stop, and then up further to Darwin, and then down the west coast, back down, and then South Australia again, back home. Alright, so this is what we're driving in Australia. This is our 2003 TD 4.2 GU Patrol. So up the front there we've got the bull bar and the winch. Got the GME aerial for our UHF. Up the top there we have our 110 watt solar panel for charging batteries. Here we got our 180 degree awning from Darchi, which has been absolutely superb. We also purchased the walls that come with it as well, just for added protection to get out of the wind and weather. Towing mirrors, because we can't see past the canopy because we're towing a boat, so they come out a fair way and they've been pretty good. Come over here, we have the Darchi Stowaway Camp Kitchen, which we've used the hell out of it. It's been really good. Comes with a bin, the sink, storage underneath, that little rack there. This is our 12 volt camp oven from Travel Buddy. We've got some chicken in there, cooking up for dinner tonight. Our gas cooker, Coleman gas cooker, that's been great. We've had that for a few years now. And the canopy. So Max Tracks, wouldn't go anywhere without them. Extra added protection. So inside the canopy we have our full-time fridge. In this drawer here is our pantry. Another drawer, so this is our cutlery and all that sort of stuff. These clear tubs here just for extra storage. And this is our heart of the canopy. So this is power plant by Big Rig Electricals. So it's got solar input, inverter, it's got all these like buttons up here for interior lights, exterior lights. We've got the Nova lights out there. Bit of light for when it's dark. Around the back we have our gas bottle holder. So that gas bottle is a 3.7 kilo gas bottle. This here's the bag there. That's our hot tap for our hot showers when we're in the middle of nowhere. And underneath the tray we have a 100 litre water tank. Spare wheel carrier, our bag, bin bag, wet bag, whatever you want to call it. We're just running the Kings Weekender. It hasn't been too bad so far. We've had this for a few years, and we just upgraded the ladder to a Darchi telescopic ladder because the one that the Kings come with they're pretty dodgy. So we upgraded with that. That's been great. This side of the canopy we have our full-time freezer, our bags with all our clothes and stuff in it. This drawer here is with tools and spare parts, everything we need from the road if we ever break down. And here's Chief's dog box. So Chief sleeps in here at night time and he actually enjoys it. We just roll this up at the daytime or when we're travelling, if it's not too hot or cold, put that down over night time. And we have our kick-ass shower. I'll just set this up quickly for you. This is super easy. Probably the easiest thing to set up on this car. And that's that. Put some pegs in it. You're having a shower in the middle of nowhere. But no, that's our setup, and that's what we're driving around Australia in, guys. Thanks for watching. So it's a bit of a 50-50 at the moment. We like caravan parks depending on the weather situation, because obviously we're in a rooftop tent and we can't really, it's a struggle to get out of the bad weather and all that sort of stuff. So weather-wise, caravan parks, but we like to free camp as much as possible. You find some nice free camps around, there's plenty around, but yeah, it's kind of a 50-50 at the moment. Especially
with having a dog, free camps, depending if there's many other campers around, you can have him off lead. Again, depending on the other campers and if there's any other dogs around, but it just is a little bit more freedom for Chief.
Yeah, it's a bit better for Chief.
So the best camping ground that we've stayed so far is Rapid Bay in South Australia. Then our favourite caravan park would be Venus Bay in South Australia. And
So far.
Yeah, so far. And lastly, our favourite free camp would probably be Fitzgerald Bay, also in South Australia. Yeah, yet to explore the other states to find our new favourites.
So far in big brackets. So Uluru got to be the best place so far for me. Tiarna's been there when she was younger, when she was a kid, but I've never explored it. So for me, it was a pretty special time to explore Uluru and read the history of the place. So
the culture,
the culture was quite amazing. So that was the best part for me.
So there is a place we won't go back to. It was a roadside camp in between Port Lincoln and Coffin Bay in South Australia. It was pretty much just a dumping ground.
Yeah, just local tip pretty much.
Yeah, we only stayed there one night on our way through to our next stop.
Yeah.
So we probably would never stay there again.
No. We're both looking forward to Exmouth.
Yeah.
We're so excited for Exmouth.
Yeah, in WA.
Yeah, it's just, it's an all-rounder, pretty much fishing and beach and swimming and all that exciting stuff. So.
We both haven't really done the top coast of WA before, so it's a really big bucket list one for us.
Yeah.
Another place is probably Mataranka and Bitter Springs. If we can go there, that'll be one of our top places to go as well.
Chief looked after.
Yeah. So yes, we do travel with a pet. We do have our fur baby Chief, who's the 3-year-old blue staffy who currently needs a very good bath.
This is our Chiefy dog.
He's a very good boy. He's always grown up around camping, so very obedient.
Yes.
It does slightly restrict us though with national parks, which we were aware of before we left for the trip, but Pete couldn't leave without him.
No, I won't go anywhere. I won't go anywhere without him.
And obviously it can also restrict us for certain activities and events like that are hosted, depending if they allow pets or not.
Yeah.
But we're pretty flexible because we knew that before we came in. But we do have a few people that have offered to look after him or find kennels to look after him. We're just very particular to who we give him to, because the separation anxiety is
through the roof.
Yeah.
Alright, you can go lay down again, mate. Go on. Scary. There hasn't been any like really scary times, but scary. I almost cleaned up an emu.
Yeah.
On the Stuart
Probably my
Highway.
scary/funny time was entering the Northern Territory. We had our passes ready to come in, and they accepted Peter's pass. And the gentleman said that mine was rejected, I wasn't allowed in, but he was just joking around. So
he got me good.
He fooled us, did give us a little bit of a heart attack, but no,
it's not what you want to hear when you drive bloody 5 hours to the border.
Yeah, so he got us good, but
it was good.
Yeah.
Yes.
So for women, I'd say my favourite thing that I can't live without is probably moisturiser, especially living out in the desert, sort of outback.
Yeah.
Something that is definitely needed.
Yeah. For me and for the men and maybe women is definitely a fishing rod. I can't go anywhere without my fishing rod, and beer. Plenty of beer.
For travelling wise, for utilities, we'd probably say our jet boil. We do use that pretty much every single day. If it's for coffees or to cook certain foods, it's a very easy thing to carry around rather than setting up the whole stove. And
it doesn't take up too much space, and it's really quick to set up and pack up.
Yeah, so that's probably our most used item.
Yeah.
So we actually saved before we left, so we didn't have to so much worry about our finances as soon as we left. We do plan to work along the way. We haven't as of yet, and it's been about 2 months, but we do plan to help with the funds and bills and everything like that.
And the experience as well.
Yeah, we haven't really been budgeting though, so...
Yeah, we've got to get better at budgeting. We don't really know how much we spend. We haven't done all the numbers yet to confirm all that, which I'm pretty scared to do. But biggest expense is definitely food.
Food and diesel.
Yeah, food and diesel.
They pretty much take up most of your money.
Yeah, we need to stop eating so much.
For an example, we have been on the road about 8 weeks, and roughly in that time we've spent about $1,500 on diesel. And I think it was something similar, just a bit under on food as well.
Yeah. Mainly
Groceries, but yeah.
So probably diesel's probably our biggest expense at the moment.
Especially coming up the middle, it's hitting into the $2 a litre sort of price tag.
Yep.
So yeah.
So something that we didn't know coming into the trip, and now we definitely do, is pack up your rubbish when you go to sleep.
And dishes.
Or dishes when you go for like a day trip or when you go to bed. Because we've had a few encounters now. We've had a dingo, a wild cat, and a fox got up on our dishes. So
waking us up in the middle of the night, making a racket with our dishes or our bin bag.
Definitely clean up your stuff as you go to bed.
Another thing I'd say would be don't believe everything that you see on social media. It's not always sunny days and warm weather. We were hit with a lot of winter weather.
Along the south coast we copped it pretty bad.
Yeah, so just the time of year that we went, so that's probably another thing.
Yeah, it's not always sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah. And housework doesn't stop.
Yes.
You still got to do the dishes and the laundry and pack up and set up, so yeah, it's not all fun and games.
My favourite thing is just the freedom that you get. You know, you don't have to worry about as much as you would back home and you work in your day job and all the rest of it. So
another thing I'd say is meeting new people. Like a lot of people may say that, but it's really eye-opening hearing other people's stories or local stories, and just connecting with people that you never would have really met back at home.
The amount of people that you do connect with on the trip is it's crazy.
And it's such a small world.
Yeah.
Meetings.
Always tell the truth as well, because somebody along the line you've met you could meet someone else down the line that they know, and if you're fibbing, you'll get caught out.
Yeah. Everyone knows someone.
Everyone knows someone.
I'd say our biggest splurge was staying in an underground opal mine in Coober Pedy. It wasn't something we entirely had to do, but we just did it for the experience for one night, which wasn't too bad. It was only $180 for the night, but when you're camping and you're spending almost $30 or free camping for a night, it is a bit expensive.
It's something you can't really do back home.
Yeah, it's not like something you can do, every day. So far that's only been our biggest splurge. I don't really think we've had much else.
No, that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we bring along the toilet seat and forgot the toilet tent, but we've got the toilet seat. But no, we haven't used it at all yet, which is probably good.
I feel like other campers are thankful that we haven't just set up a toilet seat for them to see.
Yes. So that's about it.
That's pretty much the only thing.
We probably use everything else.
We haven't seriously been affected by lockdown. We did get stuck in the South Australia 7-day lockdown there, but it did affect our route. So we were planning to go coastal the whole way clockwise. So from Victoria through to South Australia, up WA and into Northern Territory. But WA's borders were pretty strict and hard to get into, so we actually ended up changing our route and coming up through the middle and plan to enter WA from Northern Territory. That's probably the only thing that has really affected us, is just changing our route and being...
It's worked out pretty well actually.
Yeah,
we're pretty happy with it.
Pretty thankful that we did change it, just due to missing the wet season here in Northern Territory.
Yeah.
But it's only been that and the 7-day lockdown in South Australia.
Yeah.
So we've actually got a few tips for other travellers, especially if you're doing a big lap. We recommend that you have roadside assist.
Yeah,
definitely. Like top cover, especially if you're doing the outback. We haven't had to use it, thankfully,
touch wood,
yet. Another tip we would say is don't have a plan, or be flexible with having a plan. As I said, we had to change our whole route from another state.
So we come into the trip knowing where we wanted to go, but we didn't have set plans like where we were going to stay each night or something like that.
Yeah, with dates. So, we didn't have set dates that we had to be places.
Don't have a plan.
Yeah, so don't have a set plan. We just had a basic plan of doing the coast, but plans will always change, so just be flexible. And always listen to the locals, because you might want to change your plans to go somewhere that they've suggested.
And local knowledge is the best knowledge.
Yep. I think we're done.
We're done. Thanks, Big Lap Bible. Appreciate it, guys.
Bye.